You don't mess with the Sochan. But do you bench the Sochan?
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. And I've been seeing a lot of comments lately on our videos here on this channel, and especially in the live streams, that a lot of you are just done with the Jeremy Sochan at point guard, or point forward, whatever you want to call it, experiment, and you're ready to move on. And some of you calling him to be benched and put Trey Jones in the starting lineup. I want to talk to you about this today, Spurs fans. Drop a comment down below. Are you already done with the experiment? Do you think Trey will make this team better? Let me know. Hit that thumbs up to help support our channel and subscribe to become part of our wonderful San Antonio Spurs community. So let's get into this. The Spurs lost by over 40 again last night, the second time already this season. And I don't know, Spurs fans, if they're a playoff team or if they're the worst team in the NBA, because you can't tell sometimes on watching them play. They kind of bounce back and forth. They truly are a Jekyll and Hyde this year, beating the Suns twice and then losing in just terrible fashion to the Rockets in overtime after being up by 20 or 25 in that game, and then just getting obliterated. Yes, I know it was a back-to-back, but just getting crushed last night by the Pacers. And I see a lot of anger towards Jeremy. Well, how is Jeremy playing this year? Well, unfortunately at this time, and yes, it's very early, we're only 7 games into the season, he is struggling mightily from the field, shooting under 40%. His three-point shot is not there, not that it ever has been. His assists are up, which you would hope they would be with him being the primary passer in the starting lineup. And his points per game is down, which makes sense because the shots aren't going in. And he's had some bad luck too. There was a game where he had 4 or 5 shots roll off the rim or just be close. And he's had some bad luck in the paint. And he is in a tough spot. I'm going to defend him a little bit here. He was drafted to be our power forward of the future. And immediately the next year, hold my beer. Then that's now Victor Wembanyama, at least until Wemby transitions to center, which could be 2 years, 5 years, maybe never. So that's a tough spot when you're drafted to be the guy at a certain spot, and already next year, somebody has taken that spot. Because somebody's taken that spot, he's playing very out of position. This isn't just sliding over from small forward to power forward or something similar. This is learning how to run an offense. I would dare say point guard is the hardest position in the NBA to play. I got to think it is. I've never played point. I suck at basketball. Anyway, that being said, you're at a totally different spot where now you're not looking to just score or, rebound. You are running the offense. You are El Capitan. And that's tough to learn. He's not just going to learn that overnight. We're 7 games in. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. He's not going to turn to Magic Johnson overnight. I know a lot of Spurs fans want him to because he's got the height. That's not going to happen. That being said, there are some things that he could do better. He is forcing shots. We're clearly seeing that, forcing shots, and he's missing. He's definitely out of rhythm and out of sync right now, and that is, again, because he is completely out of position. And a lot of fans are saying that at times, maybe Wemby's open or Wemby's got a mismatch, and he's not finding Wemby and looking to get his own shot. And I don't want to go out there and say that's because of any type of jealousy. I do see some Spurs fans saying that. I'd like to think that's not the case, and it just means his mentality. He's used to shooting first when he has the ball. He's in his early 20s. What's Jeremy, 20 years old? I don't know how long he's been playing basketball. Let's say he started playing since he was 6, and he's been playing forward as a forward type position or just a shooting position, whatever it may be. He's playing his position for over a decade where his mentality is shoot first, pass second. And now as running the point, your mentality cannot always be to shoot first. Your mentality is, okay, if I got a shot, take it, but also I got to look for my teammates, and if they have a better shot than I do, I need to pass the ball to them, and he is not there yet. So I'm not ready to give up on the Sochan experiment. Will Pop be giving up on it? Well, truthfully, I think Pop is going to run this. I think he's going to run it all year. Pop is stubborn. Pop is set in his ways. And if Pop thinks that this is going to work, then he's going to run it all year. And I'm fine with that. We're not about winning a title this year. I know many Spurs fans want us to get to 50 wins, have the huge turnaround like they did with Robinson or Duncan back in the day. This is not a championship team yet. We have a lot of young pieces. We have a lot of draft picks, but they're not ready for prime time yet. This is all about development, and maybe by the end of the year, Jeremy will have it figured out. He'll be much better at it. We'll see him averaging 7 or 8 assists a game, hitting guys that are open for threes, hitting Wemby for alley-oops, this, that, and the other. And he'll be excelling. The defense will come around. Everything. The package will be there. He'll be taking better shots, making better shots, but it's not going to happen overnight. And as Spurs fans, we are a little bit spoiled with past success where Robinson's out. If you go back to the late 80s, a team was bad. Robinson comes in, and they're immediately a playoff team. In the late 90s, Robinson's out for the year. We get Timmy. He comes in, and we're a playoff team again. And shortly after that, winning titles. So we're kind of used to instant gratification as Spurs fans, where this team in the last 30-plus years might be bad and instantly turns it around, and they're a playoff team, and not too far later, they're a NBA champion. That's not going to be this team. They're extremely young. Robinson was 24 as a rookie. Timmy was 22. We got guys that are younger than that. Wemby's 19. Jeremy's, I believe, 20. They're just not going to flip a switch and be champions immediately, or all-stars, or MVPs, or defensive player of the years, or all the things that Timmy and David did. And let's not forget Manu and Tony as well being a big part of those championship teams. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I personally, if at the All-Star break, I know that sounds like a long time, but or halfway through the season, 41 games in, literally halfway through, if it's just a failed experiment and it's not working, all right, maybe we turn to something else. But the Spurs are in a tough spot. We had years and years of drafting guard, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, Derek White, so forth and so on. Now we have that real spot where 2 years in a row we drafted a 4. I know we want to see Wemby at the 5 eventually, but right now he's playing the 4. They want to do something with Jeremy. The Spurs organization is not ready to just stick Jeremy on the bench. They're not going to do that. So he's going to be starting at point. The other option would be to put Kellen on the bench. Kellen's been better than advertised. I think some fans are down on Kellen. His efficiency is a little bit down, but he's been very good with not turning the ball over and has been playing pretty well and better defensively, I think, than he has in recent memory. Could he be the answer? Maybe put him on the bench, move Jeremy to small forward, and then have Trey come off the bench and then run the first unit. But then again, Trey's generally been doing very good running the second unit. So we're in a tough spot. Really, we have a lot of talent, but right now it just doesn't quite fit together on the starting lineup. I'm sure Pop will figure it out. No matter what happens, I'll be here yelling, "Go Spurs, go," and cheering for the team, and it'll still be a fun season. Just hopefully, Spurs fans, no more games like last night. 2 losses already by over 40. The game was over at halftime. I hate to see our guys lose like that. It's got to be demoralizing. The question is going to be, how do they bounce back against the Knicks tomorrow night? They bounced back in terrific fashion when they lost by over 40 against the Clippers and had that huge come-from-behind game against the Suns. Can they come out and play well tomorrow night? Hopefully so, because that's going to really show if they got it here. If they can take a loss like that and say, you know what, I'm not going to let it keep me down. I'm going to build off of that. I'm going to go out and kick some butt tonight against the Knicks. I'll be live. We'll be live for the Knicks game tomorrow night. And hopefully my voice, when another night's rest, is back to normal so I can provide you with the best commentary that I can. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. And as always, go Spurs, go.
And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel